late. Be sure and check in. Even if you checked in last night. We want to know who is here today starting. 10 seconds.
Can you do it?
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go, Wyatt. Let's go, Jordan.
This is a film about the Promised Land 50K, an event that runs each April since the year 2000 in Bedford, Virginia. To know and honor Promised Land, to begin to understand where it comes from, its character, the blood that runs through its veins, and that of the trail and ultra community as a whole, you also have to know where it comes from. You have to know David Horton.
I'm glad you're here. You. Some other people I'm not so glad. John Cooper, where are you? John Cooper. Finished Hellgate how many times? 5 times.
Chicken on a rock.
That's ugly. I give a nice trophy for 5 years. He calls it a chicken on a rock. That's not nice, John. Conrad Gannon. How you doing, buddy? How many times you finished this race? 18. Gene Potter. Stand up. Stand up. This young man here, who's not young, he's old. Sissy! Sissy! Whoa! Pitiful. The race has been held 19 times. How many times you finished it? 19. Okay. 19. He's going for 20. You youngsters! You youngsters! You first-timers! Look at that old man! If he can do 19 for 19, can't you do 1 for 1? That's remarkable for an old man like you.
In November 1979, while I was running my first steps on this planet, a 29-year-old David Horton was formally cutting his ultra racing chops in one of the oldest ultra events in the country, the JFK, a race he would repeat for years, taking the win in 1985 and finishing as its first loser on multiple occasions. He'd weave in some of the oldest hundreds in the nation: Old Dominion, Leadville, Arkansas Traveler. Many, including the first 2 years of Hardrock, he'd notch at least one win. Barkley? Yes, taking the win over several distance divisions in 98, 99, 2000, 2001. Appalachian Trail Speed Record? Yup, got that one. With other incredible efforts on the Trans-Continental, Pacific Crest, and other long trails. By the time I'd entered into the trail and ultra scene around 2001, living in Hawaii and then the Pacific Northwest, it was Horton's name and community that I was fully aware of in representing East Coast. While the community is comprised of all of us, Horton's been a critical foundation and keystone. His events have historically drawn some of the fastest and toughest runners in the country.
It's amazing the number of fast women here. It's amazing the number of fast men here this year.
Their reputations preceding them: Mount Masochist, Hellgate, Promised Land. These were some of the first trail and ultra event associations I had in the sport, and they represented the finest of Beast Coast trail and ultra.
It is. I think it is the best 50K anywhere that I know of. It is the course. The course is great. And this place here, to start here, to finish here, to have all this here, I think it's just fantastic. I feel honored to be a part of it.
The same demons, the same insecurities that most of us seek to harness and overcome flow through Horton's veins as well. What you get in the outward reflection is a raw and transparent character. He'll tell you what he thinks without a filter for political correctness, not only as a form of connection, but also in his own way to hopefully make you what he feels would be a tougher person, a healthier person, a more pious person.
Staying on course. If you get lost, you are really what? Stupid. Yes, stupid. You're blessed to be here, to be able to try to run this race tomorrow. Fat girl, aren't you? See, when I kid about someone being a nickname like Fat Girl, there's always the element of truth. Stand up so we can see. Is she fat? Nope. But, was she? Chicken Boy, where are you? Why I call him Beaver Cooter? He's helped do trail work. He's got a good attitude about it. Beaver Cooter, that's the way he chops. Pitiful, pitiful. Do I have to accept you for the ugly mustache and ugly hair you have, Cooter? Gosh, I hope not. I don't accept you for that. So if you ever drop out tomorrow, have to drop out. Gosh, you don't want to drop out. You want to finish and finish under 10 hours. Not kidding. I really love new people running the race. If you had the same people running the race every year, they wouldn't get the experience.
And when you toe the line in his races, you have to take both compliments and apparent criticisms as coming from one who has walked the line in trail and ultra. He's given countless hours to the sport, the community, shepherded hundreds of student athletes through from Liberty to the trails. Promised Land is the embodiment of Horton himself. It's beautiful, runs long as a 50K, offers considerable elevation gain. Wait, actually, let me hold that up. Horton, if you're watching this, you may have just thought that maybe in the moment I was calling you beautiful. You, sir, are not beautiful, and as you'd say, ask your wife. All right, back to the script. It's a fully runnable course, encouraging you to fully deplete the tank, starts with a prayer and the national anthem, and is both run and supported by a long-standing, amazing trail community, many of whom camp out the night before at the staging area. Horton will be the first to tell you that you failed on the day.
I said, I think that's probably the best I've done, like start to finish. And he goes, I think you might have done better at Hellgate. And he said, well, you were only 8 seconds slower at Hellgate from the course record, and I think you were 20 today. And I said, okay, thanks, Horton. But you know, those are all, I mean, I think he just wants the best for like everybody that comes to his races, so.
But also to do his best to let you know he knows you by name, to give you a hug at the finish, to make time and to welcome you back. This is a testament to Horton and a reflection on the Promised Land 50K plus. All right, so tell me about the origins of Promised Land.
Origins of Promised Land. Well, many years ago, I was wanting to start another ultra, and George Wortley, our medical director now, was working with adventure races, and he said, we start some adventure races out at this camp called Promised Land Youth Camp. He said, y'all check that out. And so I came out, and we met and designed a course and started that first year.
Which is pretty remarkable, right? I mean, a lot of courses will change, but you've been pretty good about keeping things as is.
Yeah, and it's just fortunate because of where the course is and the way the course is. Also, in this same area, we have Hellgate 100K, and it's been 18 years, and it's never changed any at all. And this is the 20th year. The course has never changed a step. And I think that really means something when the course does not change.
Yeah, right. You can draw on the history. You can
Yes.
go apples to apples.
You bet.
Actually see a progression.
You
in sports,
bet.
so to
The
speak.
times mean something. And times from one year to another year mean something. So it's got a real good history.
And this is synonymous with you and your personality, and I mean, this is,
I hope so.
yeah.
I like people.
Yep.
I like runners. I like friendly people. I like nice people. And the vast majority of people in this ultra running circle is just good people.
There's some tough people here. There's some tough people that I don't know about here. I've met a few tough people already. I think it's going to be our best race ever in terms of a competitive men's and women's race. I think it is the best 50K anywhere that I know of. It is the course. The course is great. And this place here, to start here, to finish here, to have all this here, I think it's just fantastic. I feel honored to be a part of it.
And 34 miles, obviously you could have clipped it somewhere. Tell me, 34 seems true to your personality, your character, what you've created.
Well, in a way, I didn't do that on purpose. We designed a course, and that's what it was. It's 34 miles. Yeah, that was the loop.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. It'd have to be major change to make it the exact distance. And it's just the course. So I don't worry about that. I don't think anybody cares about that.
It really mixes it up. There's technical, there's a really hard climb, but there's also a lot of runnable and some miles that you can really get a decent pace going. So I think you can get a little bit of everything with this race, which is super cool.
So super casual 3,000 foot climb at the beginning, which for me, I take it easy. Then you're on a rolling grassy road that's really runnable. Then you got a really tough grunt up to the highest point of the course at like mile 12-ish, 11-ish. And then you have a really steep downhill that's rocky and technical. Then you have what they call the dark side, which is a 9-mile loop on, again, like rolling, grassy trail type path. Then the seminal like climb is called Apple Orchard Falls. That's a 3-mile, 3,000-foot climb. And then you have 5 miles downhill to the finish.
And what do you think it says about the, I mean, because you've been embedded in the progression. You got a deep field out here, but they're not even necessarily like nationwide known names. It just speaks to the quality and the depth of trail and ultra running.
Back in the late 2009, 10, 11, this Promised Land, there was the race series called the what was it? Montreal Ultra Series.
Yeah.
And they drove runners nationwide, and they had 6 races.
I do remember.
2 of the races were Promised Land and Mount Damascus for 2 years in a row. And we had some great runners from the West Coast come out to this race too. But since then, we've had even better runners being developed on this East Coast who are running the race.
That's the thing, right? I mean, you got a lot of regional runners that you're seeing the progression of the sport, and I guess that speaks to how much the community nationwide has grown since you were kind of that first generation into that next wave or whatever.
Yes. Oh, it's grown tremendously. Number of races and the number of runners, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's hugely grown in terms of number of races and number of runners. That's good, but there's a way that it's bad because there's so many races now everywhere that you don't get that stacked feel very often.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A minute, 15 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go, Wyatt. Let's go, Jordan.
Go time!
I watch this one up with David Horton.
They're chilly.
So the plan going in was to just kind of relax on the first climb, like that gravel road, because I feel like a lot of people just kind of like pounded out in the beginning, and it was the first time starting with all those people again, you know, so it was overwhelming. So I just told myself to like stay calm, the race isn't won on that gravel road, and so I did. I tried to hang back a little bit. You know, the first 2 miles you're climbing that gravel road, and I knew that Sarah started to push away, and at first I thought like, another woman is ahead of me, and I was just like, I just really work on my self-talk, just being like, Rachel, chill out. And then once I got to some of the technical sections and then the grassy road section that lasted a while, I was really just working on pushing the downhills a little bit and relaxing on the climbs, which was kind of like a new strategy for me, just trying to push that a little bit more. And then once I got about halfway, just like really working some of those climbs and just keep on moving quick into those aid stations and just really just running my own race. But yeah, this course super runnable. Like, oh man, especially like the second half. It really, other than obviously the big apple orchard climb, there were sections that were runnable. Yes, and I was like, I don't remember wanting like being able to run some of this, but I'm just gonna keep moving. And yeah, it was good.
But it's a fast race, and it is. There's places you can fly. There's places you're going to crawl. It's just really fast. And of course, the race is longer than a 50K. It's 34 miles and 7,400 feet of gain. That's real stuff. And beautiful views. Of course, they want to enjoy it. They want to appreciate it. But it really is a beautiful course. The last 4 miles, first 4 miles are uphill. The last 4 miles are those same 4 miles, and they are downhill. Oh my goodness. The last 4 miles is going to be lots of pain, lots of hurting. Whoever wins the next day, they're going to be hobbling. They're going to be hobbling.
Great job. Great job, brothers. Great job. I'm impressed. Go fast, go fast, go fast, go fast. You mean dry run? Yo, serve God. Right here. Good job, buddy. Good job, man. Barrow. There you go, Barrow. Good job, buddy. Go big fat out. How many finishes? 9 finishes. Next year she might get a shirt. Way to go, girl.
Oh, it was a cramp fest.
Good job, buddy. Good job, Barry. Sarah Bill, come forward. 5:03:30. Course record by 20 minutes. Unreal. Great job. He's different, a legend. Hey, 1 year, he went to sleep in his car. He woke up 20 minutes after the start. Looked around, everyone's gone. Michael Owen, here you go, buddy.
So beautiful views. You know, you were out there, pink sunrise. It was spectacular. But you're going to get spectacular views, great community. You know, the camping back here. You know, 200 some runners camping out in a field. That's what I'm drawn to. But the course is one of my favorite courses out there, and I think it has all the components that I like as a runner. Like the challenge, but also the runnability.
For those that keep coming back, what sets Promised Land and your races apart?
Family. A family getting back together, and it's just a blast. You talk to the people who grew up around here, ran the races, then moved away. Oh, they couldn't wait to come back. We've got people back from New York, Minnesota, who were students before, and they come back to run it because they like it, they love it. It's neat. It's back family. Family get together. So that's what it's like.
That's it? She's foghorn leghorn. Boo! Boo! A girl! A sissy. That's sissy camping. Not a total sissy. Sissy! Sissy! Whoa! Pitiful. You think I'm kidding? Nope. Sissy! Sissy!